What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we went completely ape. For those of you guys that tuned in earlier on the stream, it was one of the most epic streams that I've done for Madden 22 thus far. It's only going to get better. Shout out to everybody that was there, but we got rid of a lot of people, bro. I rage sold half my team, and we just pretty much said right now is not the best time to do a theme team. We're going to go over some of the things, but one of the things that I want to go ahead and touch on is that Jimmy Graham. Now, for those of you guys that have been, having issues with, like, oh my God, look at how fast, Darren Waller is and all that good stuff. You don't have to really worry about that much because Jimmy Graham is just as good. And I'm going to tell you right now, since he's been on the squad, we've lost one game. And the reason that we lost that game, it was extra sweaty, but it was all defensive. A guy threw the ball right at my user, the usual thing, and my guy just didn't react. So right now, the price ranges of Jimmy, he's about $297. I got him for about $296. I'll show you guys what's going on with that. But if you go to Darren Waller, because he's a limited, he's going to be a little bit more pricey. But this guy also gets that route, the tight end apprentice, Jimmy Graham, so it kind of balances it out. So although EA is all about making that moolah, it is going to help you a lot with the fact that these players, you don't have to spend as much. Now look, you could still get this guy. Let me break this down, right? Because right now I'm using two tight ends on the outside of my offense, but I'm still using Kyle dig out your girl's pits, right? This guy would probably be a little bit better, but there's no real guarantee he's going to do what he's supposed to do anyway. But when you power him up, you do get one speed point faster, and as we all know, in Madden, that could mean a lot more just being able to do that. So that's actually huge. Plus, he has the higher catch and traffic. He has a lot of the other items, but he's still so pricey. They're both 6'6", he and, Kyle dig out your girl's pits, but I just want to point that stuff out because I know that it's all about trying to maintain your best team while not spending as much money, and I really try to help you guys out. Obviously, you guys give, like, I don't even know, like, all the bundles that we got earlier, that was because of you guys donating and doing stuff like that. You guys know that I stream the game, and you just don't want me to go out there like, yo, bro, Gmia, dog, like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you're gonna need this right here. Shout out to all you guys that did that because you made it possible. I truly, truly appreciate it. So I'll show you guys what I bought right now as far as Jimmy Graham goes. I think I got him for, like, what was it, $296. So there he is right there. Everything else that I was buying was, like, pretty much for training, or we were upgrading a lot of the other positions and stuff like that. So as we went through that, I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand what's going on. Now we're going to talk about him overall as a player and what it means for your squad. So look, for those of you guys that were saying that you already sold Darren Waller, you can see that his price remains the same. I'm going to explain to you guys why his price stayed the same, even with Jimmy Graham being out. Number one, it's a limited, so obviously, he's going to hold more value because I think the limiteds go for like $250 if you quick sell them. These are veteran players, so with Jimmy Graham being what he is, he's not going to really get that extra oomph, so you can actually price him however you feel. Also, Darren Waller is more likely to have to need that as part of his upgrade going forward because obviously he's an active player. Jimmy Graham is active also, but he's not the Jimmy Graham of old. This was actually very, very generous to give him this kind of speed. So people understand the value of Waller. Last year, on the low, Waller was, look, between him and Kelsey, it's tough because I would take Darren Waller. I think Darren Waller was unbelievable. Like, if you played fantasy football and you had Darren Waller last year, you were eating crazy. Dude was just racking up them yards. It was wild. It was savage. You guys knew exactly what it was all about. It was wild as F. But even with all of that being said, it's more likely that he's going to get those continuous upgrades. So people won't let the price go down as much that quickly. Now, Jermichael Finley, other cards like that dropping, that might play around with it a little bit. But I think Darren Waller is very unique because of his height, his speed, and he can actually run routes. As opposed to Jimmy Graham right here, he doesn't really have good route running. Now, we could check out his deep, his deep route. That's what we're talking about. See, 86, that's pretty good. So he's wild as F on a deep crosser because that's all I'll be running with him. I did run a couple streaks, but you want to be careful because I don't have the abilities. I don't have a deep in. I don't have a deep out. I don't have anything else on him. So I don't really want to go up and try to moss dudes on a regular unless it's necessary because those deep out, deep in abilities just make it easier. Is it guaranteed that you're going to catch it? No, but it makes it easier for you to go up there and moss them. All right, so now, like I said, here goes the abilities and the stuff that he has. So for those of you guys that were going crazy like, it's Darren Waller or bust. No, it's not anymore. So that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like EA Sports doing whatever they want. But this right here, I like this because now, if you guys want to run anything and just create crossers and post and corners and all that weird stuff, you can do it now. So now that person that had his wallet open for the limiteds, it don't really matter. And like the speed is a lot better because I think what EA is doing, they're showing us that it's all about the offensive plays this year. So anything else that you're doing doesn't really matter. So you're going to go out there and score a lot of points. They don't want to take away from what the players are doing. So that's why he's that fast. As far as his other abilities, you know, he got the deep out, the deep in, all that stuff. You know, pretty good stuff going on, mid out, mid in, whatever. But this is something that everybody was looking for early on. And now that you got it, it's great. Now, another thing that you guys are going to want to remember, once they drop a quarterback with Hot Route Master, this won't really matter as much. The focus is going to be on the quarterback. And then we're going to have to take it from there. So there's a lot of like moving parts right now, but Jimmy Graham definitely adds a different dimension to the squad. If you're looking to Moss, he's probably the easiest guy right now that I would recommend to Moss with because it doesn't take any thought process. Very, very easy to do, and you just got to throw the ball up and just jump up in the air. You'll be amazed at how many times you get Moss per game than any other Madden. And it doesn't require a lot of skill. The way that I do it with streaks is a little bit more skill-based because I primarily pride myself on doing that streak. But if you throw crosses, if you throw corners, stuff like that, and you just throw it, the taller receivers, even some of the underside receivers, the underside guy, they'll catch it. They'll just catch the ball. So with everything else that's going on with it, I think for me, he was one of the bigger additions today. Another thing I want to point out, and just so you guys understand it, with the missions and everything that comes with everything that's going on, just remember you do not need to buy the power-ups for most of the things and the promos that they drop because they give it to you in a challenge. So this one right here with the veterans for Jimmy Graham, you'd have to play through. This literally took 3 minutes. Literally 3 minutes, all these challenges, right? You get the fantasy pack, and I think for me, he's the best possible player right now as a veteran. It's not even close. Like I said, we'll go take a look at the other ones. I know some of you guys are like, yo, Gmias, what about this guy? What about that guy? I think by far he adds the most to any team that would grab him right now. Just by far, without a doubt in my mind. So we'll take a look at the program real quick so that you guys get kind of an assessment with it. But again, Jamie Collins, do you really want that? You know what I'm saying? DJ Swearinger. Now, remember guys, with theme teams like Joe Haden and stuff like that, you can get him to that 90 whatever speed. But most people have that Jamar Chase. And although we've watched him during the preseason and he can't catch a cold butt naked in the winter, dudes are still using him in Madden and he's doing whatever he pleases. He's just catching it like he's gone, he's out. The speed is there in real life, he just can't catch. But it's Madden. So many people are going to be utilizing that. I just want to point that out. Now, you can take your time. Like, look, you see people buying Jimmy Graham 282. He's the best possible one. And EA did it purposely to make him power up to a 90 so that way some other players other than the limited in Darren Waller could get that tight end apprentice. So that wasn't done by mistake. Just so that everybody understands that. That's something that's very, very important that I want to point out because if you haven't been using tight end apprentice, you've been playing Madden wrong. You know, like it's something like we couldn't get it prior, but now it's there. I would definitely go ahead and look at that and try to figure out which way you want to go with it. But all the other ones, like I don't really, if we take a look at Joe Haden, like I don't really see the benefit of power him up to 88, and then even if he's on a theme team and you go full, he goes to 90, and then you give him the boost with the strategy cards, he goes to 92. I don't really see the benefit of that. You know what I'm saying? 92 speed right now, it's not doing anything, and you're going to get burnt deep for 6, and you're probably going to like it too, because at this point, EA is doing whatever they want. So it's up to you how you want to work it, but I would be extremely, extremely cautious before going after any of these other veteran players. That's just my opinion. So that's where we are with it. It's a major upgrade, I believe, for my squad right now. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. It's only going to get more exciting. So go ahead and like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll continue to do this team building and go forward. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.